As we close in on the end of our course then, all that really remains is for us to add one or two tweaks to scene settings and then render out a final image in order to show off the substance-based work that we have been doing. Firstly then, let's load the render saved from our previous exercise into the V-Ray framebuffer window and perform a little bit of critical analysis in order to see what, if any, tweaks we might want to add. Although, to be honest, there isn't too much that I'm going to want to do here. One thing that we could perhaps do is raise the curtain geometry a little in the scene, seeing as the displacement on the floor is engulfing the bottom of them a little. With both curtains selected then, let's right click on the Select and Move tool, and then add a 0.2 centimeter offset in the world Z or Z axes. Something else that we could do is add a little bit of an exposure tweak again, just to brighten things up a bit, as we have of course added yet another darker material to the scene. And so with the camera selected, let's set a final ISO value of 1500 to again bring back that brighter feel. Let's also reframe our shot just a little by pulling the camera back ever so slightly, just to give us a little bit more depth in the shot. And then we can work on our final render settings. Now, we obviously have nothing particularly complex going on in the scene, given that all of our materials are pretty straightforward. And so let's jump into the V-Ray tab in the render setup dialog, and in the image sampler rollout, set the sampling engine type to bucket, and then make certain that the noise threshold is set to a production value of 0.005. After which we can set a render resolution of 1080 by 1200 in the Common tab, and then go ahead and hit the render button one last time. What we get now is, in my opinion, a more pleasing result than before, with our substance materials looking pretty decent. Which very nicely brings us to the end of our look at using Algorithmic Substance Toolset with V-Ray in 3ds Max.